Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Baroque. Hi. My name is Ivan Salinas, Programs Manager here in this beautiful art space. Just want to welcome everyone to today's program. I'm going to be very brief and then I'll pass it on to our host for the evening. But to start off, I want to say that we are an unceded territory. We stand in solidarity with Indigenous, Tongva, Tataviam, Chumash peoples who have endured colonialism and displacement. We stand against genocide and are committed to provide a space for Indigenous artists and communities as they are the original stewards of this land. Beyond Baroque was a place founded by George Jerry Smith. It began first as a literary arts magazine in 1968 and evolved into the interdisciplinary art space it is today. This building itself first functioned as Venice City Hall, beginning in 1903 up until 1978, when Venice City Hall itself moved out of this building, and somehow poets struck a deal, and this has been a home for art and artists ever since. We have hosted and also various alum of this place have included Exene Cervenka, who is of the band X, very prominent punk band, John Doe, as well as Amiri Baraka, Wanda Coleman, which is named after for this theater, Bob Flanagan, and many others, has been a hub for movements of the literary arts for many decades. So you can go on YouTube, Wikipedia, Google, and you'll find a bunch of history about the place that continues to this day. But you could also go to our website and sign up to our newsletter. It's the best way to stay in touch with all the upcoming programming, workshops, and gallery exhibitions that we have for the spring and summertime. We are offering our Monday night workshop in fiction and our Wednesday night poetry workshop. These happen at 8 p.m. on Zoom, and they're dedicated to developing participants' skills in any of these genres. They're led by a rotating facilitator, so you can bring your work and have it critiqued, or also help in critiquing other people's work. In our program side, this weekend we'll be at the Festival of Books at USC. It's put on by the LA Times. We'll be there selling books all day. There's various panels, a lot of living artists, poets that are producing work. So it's a great chance to get to know them and get to know what's happening in the contemporary landscape of literature. We'll be in booth 201 right by the poetry stage, and we'll have some poets signing their books with us. And coming up in May, we'll also have a special friend come to the space, which is Viggo Mortensen, also known as Aragorn of The Lord of the Rings. And very wildly, he chose to do a reading in Spanish. So he'll be reading mostly poetry in Spanish, and he'll be accompanied by two other poets, a Tijuana-born poet, Omar Pimienta, and a Puerto Rican poet, Margarita Pintado Burgos. It's going to be amazing. Bring your mom because it is on May 10th. It's Mother's Day weekend. I'm sure they'll love it. We'll also have a reading with Chicana authors that afternoon. They'll be celebrating an anthology called Somos Chicanas. So that'll have a whole different array of authors. But we'll also be hosting David Trinidad, Amy Gersler, and many more. I think we'll have a Beyond Spanish reading as well, kind of collaborating with the Spanish consul, and we'll be having a lot of international exchange. Because also there is a reading with Venetian poets reading with poets here in this Venice. So a lot of exchanges culturally, internationally. And lastly, for some of you all may be interested in this, we are opening applications for internships. These are paid internships done through the LA County Department. So it will be an open call, and you're welcome to apply to be a part of the organization for a good 4 months or so, and you'll be helping support our bookstore as well as publicity and marketing and our programming. So if you are interested in being part of the arts nonprofit sphere in Los Angeles and you live in LA County, that is an internship for you. So you can talk to Professor Rebecca Goodman after, not immediately after, but like at least a week or so. Just give us some time to get the application out, and the forms will be fully there. I'm also making some time because you can see some people are coming into the space. And lastly, if you want to become a member, memberships start for students at $40. So you are supporting the lifeline of the space, and it helps us to support even more authors as the year goes by, and keeping the space alive. The arts are kind of facing a lot of cuts, a lot of threats, and it all kind of is relying more and more on individual support rather than big grants. So it really comes a long way when you buy a book, when you purchase a ticket, donate to the space. So it really all helps, even if it's just a little bit of an amount. So thank you all for being here and supporting your friends, supporting this new set of poets, as well as the faculty, and just supporting the underground, which is a really cool literary journal that has come to this, into existence. So, big thank you to the Beyond Baroque team. It's Eric Alberg, our directors, Quentin Ring, Jeremy Vega. You met Pablo in the bookstore. So they'll be around. We're here to support. And if you all need anything, let us know after the show. And I'm going to turn it over to wonderful Professor Rebecca Goodman, who has helped put this event together and is just a wonderful friend of Beyond Baroque. So let's give a round of applause and enjoy the show.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne, Quentin, Jimmy, Pablo, to all at Beyond Baroque for offering Chapman University students this wonderful opportunity to present their work. Martin and I speak to our students about the importance of Beyond Baroque in the Southern California literary community, so we are indeed grateful to Beyond Baroque for hosting this event. Tonight we celebrate the synergy among innovative writing, art, music, and film from the Chapman community, from current undergraduate and graduate students and alumni. In fall of 2023, Zoe Ediscuti, then a freshman creative writing student, spoke with me about reviving a literary journal of experimental writing. What emerged is The Underground, dedicated to experimental art forms. As editor, Zoe has done remarkable work to create something new. I need to acknowledge Martin Nakell's commitment to the creative writing program at Chapman, instrumental in developing the BFA and MFA programs in creative writing. His dedication to and commitment to teaching innovative literary art forms has been pivotal, continually challenging students to experiment with form, language, sound, rhythm. On a personal note, watching Martin work daily, late into the evening, encouraging students to pursue their work has been an inspiration for me. We'll begin the event with readings from a group of students, alumni, and faculty, and then there will be a presentation by the Underground. And we'll begin with Fletcher.
Hi, I'm Fletcher, and I'm gonna play a song, and I'll read a poem here in a little bit. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and the piece I will be reading for you today is entitled Hestia. A beautiful woman sits stoking a fire at the center of the agora. A man joins her, compliments her, invites her to listen to his music, for he plays the lyre quite well. She smiles, thanks him for his song. He asks if he can see her again tomorrow. She replies that she will be at the hearth if he chooses to return. He returns each day. This continues for a month. The man arrives one day and asks the woman to venture away from the hearth with him. She refuses, for the hearth and she are one. He is unsatisfied with her refusal and ceases his visits. A beautiful woman sits, stoking a fire at the center of the agora. A woman joins her, compliments her, invites her to watch as she weaves, for her weaving is quite good. She smiles, thanks her for her craft. The weaver asks if she can see her again tomorrow. She replies that she will be at the hearth if she chooses to return. The weaver returns each day. This continues for a year. The weaver arrives one day and asks the woman to venture away from the hearth with her. She refuses, for the hearth and she are one. The weaver is saddened and continues to visit the beautiful woman for a few days more, but she too ceases her visits. A beautiful woman sits, stoking a fire at the center of the agora. People walk by her, but no one stops. She longs for the man to return, but knows she cannot be for him the wife he wished. She longs for the woman to return, but knows she cannot be for her the lover she wished. She sits by her fire and awaits the day someone will stop and ask of her only companionship. For if someone were to see her each day and never cease, she would happily share her fire with them. A beautiful woman sits, stoking a fire at the center of the agora. A woman joins her, compliments her fire, asks if she can read by its light, for the fire is warm and illuminating. She smiles, invites the reader to sit. The reader asks if she may return to bask in the firelight tomorrow. She replies that the fire will be lit when she returns. The reader returns each day. The reader asks the beautiful woman one day if she is satisfied to sit in silence, and she replies with a smile and a nod. The reader continues to visit. A beautiful woman sits stoking a fire at the center of the agora, a reader by her side. A man joins them, compliments her fire, and asks after the nature of the reader's story, asks if he can carve wood alongside them. She smiles, invites the woodcarver to sit. The woodcarver asks if he may return to work in the firelight tomorrow. She replies that the fire will be lit when he returns. The woodcarver returns each day. The woodcarver asks the beautiful woman one day if she minds the noise of his tools against the wood. She replies with a smile and a shake of her head. The woodcarver continues to visit. A beautiful woman sits, stoking a fire at the center of the agora, a reader and a woodcarver by her side. Months pass, years pass, decades pass. The reader grows old, the woodcarver grows old, the beautiful woman does not. The reader arrives one day, bearing a child. She asks if the woman will allow her child to sit by the fire with them. The beautiful woman smiles bright and nods. The woodcarver arrives one day with a wife on his arm. He asks if his wife may join them at the fire. The beautiful woman smiles bright and nods. The reader, the woodcarver, and their loved ones continue to visit. A beautiful woman sits, stoking a fire at the center of the agora, friendly companions by her side. People pass them, some sit, some stop, some pay them no mind. On days when her fire is full and there is no seat left to enjoy its warmth and light, the woman offers a torch of her fire to those who wish to join her. Months pass, years pass, decades pass. The woman is never alone. Her fire lights the homes of those who cherish her presence. To all who arrive at her fire in want of a place to rest or relax or retire, she smiles. Thank you. Hello, my name is Taylor Love, and I'm going to be reading two poems. The first one is called J's GS Z14-0. It's named after a high redshift galaxy, so it'll be the first thing to leave our observable universe. Okay, here goes. Linearity is an illusion of imaginary arrows. Uncertainty allows a future independent of the past. All moments coexist. That's what the four-dimensional man told me. This is fate. He visited in the middle of the night, when anything can happen in the next half hour, but not really. I was a three-dimensional being trapped in a three-dimensional box. Such is life. The Tesseractic man taught me how to transcend these chains. That's how he cured my cancer. That's how he removed the pathogens from my blood before the wounds became septic. I didn't feel a thing. This is fate. My scream is made of 1,000 voices. The past, the present, the future, all of which might be evidenced in a single stroke, untethered and racing from the hourglass with tremendous rapidity. I am old and I am young. I am a zoo animal. I am an optometrist. I fall asleep and I am back in the trenches again. War is terrible, so I blink and I'm safe inside the vessel. In that instance, 300 orbs of fiery plasma explode. 15,000 more are conceived. The heavens expand by 500,000 miles. You are born and you are dead. Just like all 6,000 of those hydrogen-helium globes you observe in the twilight's cradle of silence. This is fate. A vast, stretchy fabric burdened by things. Heavy things that curve the pathways of the golden thread that twists and bends. Your life is about to flash before your eyes. It's been lurking underneath your skin for 1,000,000 years, and it still awaits your ghost. Go tell everyone that this is how it ends. Tell them to walk the plank because it's already over. You just don't know it yet. Your answers were always sitting on the coral reefs anyway. You never bothered to look there, though, did you? None of it was ever going to last. This is fate. Nothing is once and for all. Every fleeting interval is ever-present, everlasting, and all-encompassing. Misanthropists, killers, weapons of mass destruction. What for? There are no answers, no reasons. There is no such thing as saviors or adversaries. Earthlings are just machines that follow the cosmic orders of relentless, sadistic brutality. Choice is all in your head, just like clockwork. This is fate. Sorry. God does not play dice. Why? Nature gains something very beautiful and exciting when God plays dice, but this is fate. And now, thank you. This is my second poem. It's called Abel is Missing, and it's inspired by the surrealism of the Italian author Alberto Savinio. The colorful little spirits do not have homes in this office, wiped out by the trumpet horrors of the Thursday assembly plane. The wrench behind the machine basement hallway was nevertheless kidnapped with an umbrella and kept phlebotomized in the abandoned elementary chapel. Though the moon is just a retired sock puppet of the sun, and every serpent secretly understands calculus, your reflection in the mirror is nervous about tomorrow. It's training to replace you whenever it's ready. Here's a railroad vial. Pansies need blood, but not as much as you might think. I fear I've forgotten what trees really look like. Midnight theorem, pigeon windmill, go get Abel first. According to him, he has never been the same person for more than 7 minutes. It tastes like he's devoured a fractured wrist for 3 reasons, maybe 4. I've already opened a vein, and it's too late to take it back, but it makes me sick. It makes me think about you, actually. Because when your heart stopped, I thought it would be over soon, but you survived, and I was the only one upset. You are innocent. Cyanide razors are innocent. I was shocked by pure terror and disgust. And when you smile at me and wave, I know it's not real. But I guess that's Abel. Charismatic, sadistic, masochistic Abel. The back door is locked with a time-traveling rubber glove that only stretches backwards. Abel is missing, but you may remember him here. His father says, Abel's eyes have blinked themselves from brown to blue. You say, that's a flimsy trick. How do you reckon? But your crimson covertly enthralls a rush at the mention of this news. 77 words heel jazzing on a chalkboard. Their odds crack meaning into pink ribbons. You sit in the stairwell, drunk on absence, and daydream about him. I have a hunch about who you'll fork next. When you find him, the tunnel to the left will lead to him, and he'll emerge from the forest, crying and covering his face with formaldehyde frost and tinsel, bumping into invisible wormholes and dodging non-existent particles, and I'll stab him in the back 7 righteous times. His father says that children can be damaged psychologically beyond repair, and when Abel goes missing forever and ever. To find him, you'll have to lie. But all lies become the truth sometime. Everything you say will start breathing. You must have assumed, but I was looking through your things. I found that painting of you 10 years ago, standing in front of that old lighthouse with your daughter. You snuck in, and it was a bad idea. Your daughter and the lighthouse both dissipated into a fine hairpin mist. Your little brother was holding a hexagonal balloon. He took a picture moments later. Just you, no lighthouse, no daughter. You remarried years later, and your daughter was reborn as your son. Of course you'll deny this, but I know it's true because I have the evidence.
Your daughter never returned, and all the drunken sailors and pavement teapots and pomegranate cobwebs were gone. I went to see the lighthouse myself. Where is it? What have you done with it? That night, we were all looking for Abel. I told you we never find him, and it's purple every day now. I don't remember if I'm right or left-handed, and I can't seem to remember meeting you at all. I remember you were saying that he and I had exactly the same face. I do agree there's a resemblance between us, although his lips are slightly more fluorescent on Sundays. I know this because I have yet to see it myself. His family, as usual, wants to know what happens with the knives between the 2nd of March and the 8th of July, when he arrived at the rickety Metropolitan station in a train made of gingham icicles. The question is, where were you on the 2nd of March? And what were you doing there? Why can't you just tell the truth? You are a boy named Abel, and you were born on the 7th of March. I know what you must be thinking. Has this always been true? Or has he cursed you? Is there such a thing? Find that moment. I'll sit on a bench in paradise with a poisoned apple in my mouth, and I'll try to lure him back home. But I've seen the opalescent gurneys. I know what happened to him. Do you remember what it feels like to die? Do it right next time. Go check your basement now. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to be reading Dr. Martin Nakell's piece. Please do not mistake it for my piece. I could not write something as good as this. Okay, the piece is called Poem to Protest the Destruction and the Gross Abusive Cruelty Wrought by the Terrorist Donald J. Trump as President of these United States. My wife, mistaking an avocado fallen on the lawn for a fallen bird, gets up from the breakfast table to go have a look. She comes back with a laugh in hand and, handing it to me, we share it for breakfast. It is so cold, so delicious. We'd had nothing else in the house to feed on. Earlier, opening the refrigerator, 2 birds fly out while a coyote goofing the hills takes tea, and our cat rubs against my leg, meowing in Gaelic, as you espouse to me in literary hairdo your realization that in Joyce's Ulysses there are no consummations, not Bloom, Molly, not Bloom, Stephen, until the end when Molly Bloom fucks the English language and has a hell of a good time doing so. And so does Jimmy Joyce, and so do we, dear readers. Afore we close the book and fall asleep, hearing no request for eggs in the morning, no eggs at all. And I ask, what was the question when the white roses bloomed in the last dooryard, and the footfalls of patients without shame leave the hospital for good, the gaggle of psychiatrists following into sunshine, falling like footfalls from the next door solar system where the lilac roses are in bloom. Until yesterday, we didn't know there were other solar systems. A peacock perceived it when its feathers turned so suddenly bright, particolored, and 2 policemen threw stones at one another, furiously missing on purpose, inspired by the profound peacock feathers, beginning a revolution against violence itself, whose your text is Anti-Oedipus, the title of which, The Creature from Creation, points out its violent is energy. Why is the blue jacaranda fuchsia? Why is the red seed dandelion white? Why does hunger mean food? Why does love mean I am worthy? Why does speech reach the sun of the solar system next door? Why is next door relative to my position? Why do the fixed stars move? Why do parents lie to their kids saying, quiet, I can't think? Why can't we not think? Why can't peacocks think? Why do we like to ask questions? A knew which way the wind blew, but when the cockatoo asked which way does the wind blow, the knew says, who knows? But when the blue cockatoo asks the new, screams, how the hell can we tell you anything? Put your mind, your busyness to use in analytics of human emotion and especially trans-species love between the vegetal and the caterpillar. And in an insistent knock on a sky door open on scenes of children at play, but it is no erected scene, it is reality, even in its complex of the 682 forms of innocence, one of which being the sacred sacrifice, the second being the saxophone, the third, the number 3. The 682nd being the woman's laughter comes from the next door solar system, the one with its barely 682 million years old sun, when a collapsing molecular cloud with its surrounding proplanetary disk gave also rise to planets, asteroids, moons, to nouns and verbs, to carrots, to herdsmen, and elephant herds and sounds heard, for example, the sound of carrots growing especially heard by a child bent to listening, drawn by fascination, diapered and wearing a tiny t-shirt across which emblazes the word, metamorphosizing into the word freedom. Unfortunately, you're not rid of me yet. I am next on the list. And I have some sheets for you all. I don't have enough for everyone, but I have some directions, if you will please. You guys are all the chorus. And that line, this won't start, you won't have your lines for a little bit, but you can share with the person next to you. But yeah, just keep people walk the line, guys. Just do what the paper tells you. Again? Just do what the sheet tells you to do. I'd appreciate that. No matter what I say, please, yeah, follow along. Carsen gives you your first cue.
That's me, I'm Carsen, by the way.
That will be more than clear. Is everybody ready? You guys are part of this. It's not just if I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah, thank you. I saw light and heard nothing at all. I'm standing here in front of you, my first time, your first too. I've written this for this Beyond Baroque reading, April 24, 2025. I've given you some sheets and probably told you that this is an interactive piece. It's not. You've been given a direction by me before I started reading. I probably told you that, no matter what I say, please follow the script. I am telling you now, you don't have to. You have a choice. Just because I told you before in what seemed like a candid exchange, that doesn't mean it is more truthful than what I am saying now. I am not playing a character. I am reading from a paper, yes, but I am still Michael Daniels. Engage in recency bias a little bit for me. Please remain silent, no matter what I told you. Please. Now let me begin. No. Now see, this is what I mean. Taylor, I know I gave you special directions to interact with me while I'm on stage. I know what I said. I know what I wrote. But please, Taylor, just put the paper down and allow me to speak. Okay, again. I've heard a lot about this place. A last vestige of public arts in an increasingly privatized world. I heard the building is leased from the city at a rate of $1 a year. Lots of history. It's hosted Allen Ginsberg, Patti Smith, Viggo Mortensen, John Ashbery, to name barely any at all. But the most interesting thing I found in my research is an old thing LA writers used to believe, that all writers, if they seek the truth about their work, must come here. Because when you read here, something happens. If you read here and you are truly a great writer, you'll see the stage lights grow so bright they could blind you. And then the room will fall so silent, you'd think you're deaf. That's what they say. And that is the thing we are all seeking. You made that up. No, I didn't. And that is the thing we all seek. We are all looking for that validation, that clearly delineated message. Here, we can know what is impossible to know. Is that not why we came? Is it not such good news that you can, today, find out for sure what you have always wanted to know?
Yeah, this is bullshit. You're literally...
I'm not. And so what if I did? What's your goal? To humiliate me? To ruin my reading? I'm on the verge of something here. I made it clear to you I didn't want to be interrupted. What is wrong with you?
Dude, you gave me these lines.
And I gave you that one too. You have a choice not to say anything at all. You all have that choice. That light, that silence, it's all I'm seeking in my life. It is the one thing that matters to me. I need to prove my brilliance, not just to my audiences, but to myself. Because sometimes I doubt. This is my one chance. My one chance to know I am good enough, that I am amazing. They say the light envelops the reader, like the spotlight of an angel. I need that warm embrace. I need it. Or all of what I am, all of what I am is not, and I can't begin again. I don't want to start over. I want it all now.
My name is Carsen, and Michael gave me these lines to say this during the performance.
Carsen.
My name is Zoe and I was given these lines to say.
Guys,
My name is Mikayla, and Michael wrote this for me to say right now.
why? Why are you choosing to ruin this for me? I gave you a clear choice. Can I just please finish my reading? The light, the silence, this room, the one place where I can find answers. This is where I find out what my future is, and oh God, I want it to be something great. So I wait, and I wait for that light, and for the silence. I know it will come.
This is what you got nothing.
Yeah, this is terrible. This guy sucks. All right, everyone. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Hey, this guy sucks.
I want it so bad, but I can't help but feel the days and nights of endless consumption have stunted me. Maybe the constant watching and eating and pursuing short-term satisfactions has left me underdeveloped, and now all I can do is consume and procrastinate.
You're a loser.
Maybe I've hidden myself behind gimmicks like fake audience interaction to mask my inability to write something well thought out. Maybe I use comedy as a crutch in place of something meaningful. Maybe I am truly incapable of creating something great.
Yeah, Michael, maybe try writing something instead.
No, that can't be. I will see light.
Maybe don't wait until night to write your piece.
I will hear nothing.
Hey, maybe you're just a fat loser.
I deserve this.
You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing.
Please.
You deserve nothing.
Please, please. I think I see it. I see light, and I hear nothing at all. Thanks, guys.
Hey, my name's Kevin. I'm a former student of Marty and Rebecca. This piece is called Cavity. Again, always the same anxiety. You leave a restaurant and walk back to your car. Maybe you've parked several blocks away. You pat your sides, feel the contents of your pockets through the fabric of your pants, or maybe you're carrying a purse. You feel in your pockets, or you reach into your purse just as you come to stand before the door of your vehicle and something is missing. Your keys, perhaps, your wallet. A feeling like that, sometimes worse. You leave a restaurant, you walk to your car, you drive home. At home, you go to put your things away and notice something is missing. Yes, your keys, your wallet, maybe something smaller. The money from your wallet, a credit card, your identification. Maybe it was stolen from you while your mind was elsewhere. You feel violated. Somehow this is worse than if you had lost the entire wallet. Or your keys, because you would have been unable to leave and could have easily retraced your steps. There are only so many places between your car and the restaurant where your keys would have wound up. But in this case, you're home now and something that belongs to you is missing. And the restaurant, the parking lot, they're across town, miles away. A feeling like that. Anxiety, no, panic. Something is missing, something was taken. It was easier when I had my old position. It was not something I had to think about because my need, and I call it that now, a need, was being met. I clocked in. I donned the regulation gloves, mask, and respirator, thought little of them, though there was a joy I took from the black mouthpiece of the respirator. The stale taste, familiar, like tires, salt. The disinfectant, maybe. The snap and give of the rubber between my teeth. The squeak. The sound of my breathing, amplified. Air coming in from the tank, going out, spent. A closed circuit. The tank and I. I was promoted last year. Sales, every day in office. Smock, shin guards, and cleats. My old equipment, the mask, the respirator, the gloves, those had to stay in the department downstairs. Always the same feeling. A few minutes after I brushed my teeth, a panic. Something's missing, something was taken. My mouth is empty. More than in the usual sense of my mouth feeling empty, very empty. Something needs to be there. Something was there, and now it's not. Have my teeth receded? Up into my gums? No, they're there, jutting out just as always. Maybe my tongue is smaller. Shrunken and shriveled in the cool water, atrophied from the lack of exercise. No, but it seems smaller, flopping around, naked and afraid in the great wide open. I went to the hardware store and bought a wooden knob, not a doorknob, smaller, of the sort you would mount on a cabinet or the drawer in the kitchen where you store the silverware. Small, round, smooth, unpolished wood, shaped like a tiny light bulb, a woody smell, fit in the cup of my hand as I carried it to the cash register. The woman at the register took it from my palm. She scanned the barcode sticker on the flat end, the end that would sit flat against the cabinet or drawer. I paid for the knob, and this woman put the knob into an orange plastic bag. I put this bag into my pocket. I could feel it there. As I walked home, I brushed my hand against the small bulge on my hip, made sure it was still there. It's your head. Think about it. Fragile, yes, but at the same time solid and dense. It seems remarkable to me that the mouth would be the way that it is, an empty space, right there in your head, always there. In my apartment, I found a stud in the wall in the entry hallway. I mounted the knob on the wall, head level, near the coat rack. I had tried the coat rack and found it unsatisfactory. I had tried to fill my mouth with many things, such as chewing gum, 7 or 8 sticks at a time, a big heavy wad. Despite the taste, there came a point when all the chewing made me nauseous. I'll get there. Such as my girlfriend's tongue when she would allow it. Such as a wine cork, which was soft and had a fine taste, such as my girlfriend's tongue. But the corks sloughed and disintegrated in ways I didn't care for, requiring more wine corks, requiring eventually that I purchase bottles of bad, cheap wine simply for the cork. This was wasteful since I would not drink the wine, and less than fulfilling since the cork was of a lower quality and the taste of the cork also bad and cheap, such as wine bottles, such as a rolled up sock, such as a small water balloon, not sucking, just holding, such as a snorkel, which I had assumed would be smaller and similar to the respirator my old job required, such as my thumb, such as my girlfriend's thumb during times of play when I could afford to without raising suspicion, such as the coat rack, but no, hence the knob. Almost 2 decades since I wore braces, even longer since I required a retainer of any sort. My dentist tells me I'm brushing too hard, that I'm wearing away the enamel on my teeth. We use expressions like by the skin of your teeth, he says, but the enamel on your teeth isn't like skin, isn't like a lot of the parts of your body, actually. It isn't going to just get better. It can't repair itself or grow back. Do you feel pain sometimes, the sensitivity? That's the damage you're doing. When you wear away the enamel like that, there's nothing we can do for you except cap the exposed areas later in life. Brush gently, he says. Soft bristles and small circles. Maybe I'll stop brushing my teeth altogether. Spare my enamel. Allow whatever would naturally grow in there to grow there naturally, unimpeded. An open mouth in the mirror. Hanging vines, loose and hair-like. Running my tongue over a grassy pelt. Slippery and furry, like algae on the river rocks. A steamy jungle, a rainforest. Lush new life where there was once a hot, dead empty. A jungle of bacteria, whipping cilia, flatworm planaria darting over the gums, between the teeth. Across the thick, fuzzed surface of the tongue, small mollusks, tentacles creeping between my lips like long noodles, feeling their curious way around my chin and bulging cheeks. It would depend on me to feed it. A symbiotic relationship, a closed circuit, my mouth and I, which is what I think now as I stand in the entryway of my apartment, near the coat rack, staring at a darkened patch of off-white drywall. The cavity and I. Ask any dentist and they'll tell you cavities need filling. There's a woody taste, a smooth, grainy surface, a wooden knob attached to the wall, filling my mouth. Thank you.
All right, I'm back. But, yeah, I got two for you. Don't harvest my organs or collect my blood. Don't burn my bones or my body, it is still mine. And don't you leave me alone when I start to fade. Hold my hand and wipe your tears, it is not only sad. Keep time to the beat of my drum beeping on the screen. Till the last measure, be there for me. When I'm not able to speak and can no longer think, know me so well, you'd know what I say. Thank the doctors for me. When the lightning comes to keep me alive, take down the rod from atop the barn and let me feel the flood wash over me. Let me greet the calm of the storm. Hold my hand and close my eyes and feel silence befall a mine. Cover them with coins. And then we got one more. Well, if it's the good who die young, then it's the no damn good who sing goodbye too soon. And if it's true that life imitates art, then it is so that sometimes God's ideas come from us. And when dawn said, send not for whom, that it is for thee when the bell tower tolls, then it is true that it takes all kinds. And if angels fear to go where fools tread, then oh, it is them who blaze the trails as they rush into the unknown.
Okay, I'm going to read from Book 3 of Aftersight. How you enter the book, one letter at a time. Afternoon, light, yes. The redundancy, speak, speak, sit next to me. Open the book. The world stops, outside, want. Vacate the past, only here, next to me. What month, what day, look at the girl in the book. Arrive at the first word. Where does it begin? Touch the page, listen. Who is the girl? Find her. Yesterday on the raft up the river, you embody a life. You hold your mother. You agree you will arrive. The wind is not too strong. You'll sit next to her. Sit next to me. Late afternoon. The first word. Don't explain. Hear, see, open. The manifest, allow, certainty doesn't exist. It begins with the girl. This story. Will she? The afternoon is light, liquid, gold, layered. Through the window, old photographs, numbered, preserved, glass, green. Orient time as a circumference of measured likeness. The girl, do not abandon the sound. Listen, repeat. The book is about language. Wait. Cross the excess of anger, follow the milk of sight. All redundancy is a furrow of calm. Do not follow the excess with night, allow only the sound of parrots. The afternoon is return to all things possible. Witness the light, the girl, the word. Allow the inexhaustible. Prevail upon flight, see the green, feel the velvet, exist in the moment and hours. Look out the window, no distance between then, ever as a prelude to past become. She carries the light with the understanding of loss each morning before her mother wakes at the foot of the bed, watching for tremors of dream. What will she say, wandering through the likeness of speech? When I wake, I will dream before the night ends, ever, as the absence of. Please tell me how to begin, what letter, what word, what page. Tell me what to do, night, light, sky, sleep next to me. Find the book, search for it, in every box, in every cell. Where has it gone? The story is the girl. What does she want? Always about desire. Look for the box, invent the book, start with the letter. The afternoon, the beach, before you come to realize thought, ever expanding light, what you watched, the sound now diminished. The first page begins with the girl. What does she say? Follow the language as image. Do not explain. All is experiment. Allow this, sit next to her, listen. When you watch your mother float, drifting, she holds the book. What does she see? The water floats. The light is late afternoon. Return to all things possible. What you didn't know as possibility, the water as sight. You return to the water and sand, the vegetable garden, the fence that contains the limitless. How digging in the garden, you discover the underground passage. Imminent this, green and fluent. She takes your hand, turns the page. Parrots outside. You will discover the secrets to gems and minerals, to buried bones, the way in which prayer becomes snow. Light outside. The world comes in. There is no boundary. Space resides in birds. Watch. Yesterday does not exist in this world of becoming. What does the girl do? The story is not complicated. Resolution is. The book asks you, listen, see through parallel worlds. The girl must learn something. All journeys ask. The afternoon is quiet, the way in which all memory precedes experience. It is already written. Afternoon, she sits by the window. She holds the book. Shallow earth and iniquity of self break through. Where does it begin? Roll in the grass in late afternoon. Your mother lies in the sun. Follow the green space of ever becoming, deep in the isolation of the yard. She holds your hand. Listen, each sound becomes, without realizing, the next. Before you realize, follow me. What must the girl do? Why is her story important? She's just a child. Your mother holds the book, drifts to sleep. Birds flutter at the window. Dreams are birds. Listen, watch, speak, write. Hold my hand, witness becoming. Do not leave the book. Stay, read about the girl. How does she experience the ever-changing? Walk through sand, water, forest. Sit in the garden, pick the berries, to the path that leads. Follow the bird, hear the sound. All translates, always arriving. Yesterday, your mother opened the book. She said, sit next to me. The garden renews itself, frail the word she doesn't explain. She lies in the garden, reading the book. Join her, sit, hold the book. What is the story, always elusive? Please tell me, the bookshelf ever becoming. What you can read, what you cannot, wait, invent the rest. Sit at the desk, walk through the books, listen. Anxious the word that does not meet thought. Walk through the room. This is not just memory. There are worlds here. Sit next to me, speak to me, answer my questions. Return to the book, lie in the sun. Why has the girl lost herself? Keep going. Ask the light, witness, sit at the desk next to you. Hold your hand, turn the page. Remember the bookshelves lined with light. Study the symptoms, the westward movement, the miniature book in the palm of your hand. Read the forbidden. There is nothing forbidden. Yes, you say, and laugh. Where does she go? Down the hallway. Will you find the book? Stay in the room, if only to find. Where is the girl? Will you find her? In what season? What light? Late afternoon, hidden in the closet, on the desk, besides the armoire. Each space you empty, fill the next. The grass is deep green. You watch your mother, how she turns the page. Lost. Will she take you there? Listen to the world of miniature. The ladybug crosses your arm. The cat licks her paw. 4 crows call out in the neighbor's tree. All leads to the insistence of summer. Even this room of ever-changing, where late is called into question. You sit in the grass at midday, the circumference where all is silence. Sit in the chair beneath the tree, open the book. Remember the girl, turn the page, look at the image, feel the page. What must the girl do? Go back, open the book, take her hand. The first sound, follow her, dream of words, hand-cut paper, the story you want to tell. Sit at the desk, afternoon light. What is the form? Watch the girl, what will she do? Write the sand, watch her read, become the book. Is never written, always written. Will she sit next to you? Hold your hand, speak each word. Yesterday, walk into the garden. Where will you go? Look through, always the question, become, ever changing. Watch for the moment, sit next to her, listen. What will she tell you? Wait for the answer, listen for the sound, the moment when she speaks. Turns the page, lie in the grass, open the book, begin. Thank you. Now, I'd like to bring up Zoe to introduce the underground.
Hello, everybody. My name is Zoe Ediscuti, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Underground Experimental Art and Literary Journal at Chapman University. First of all, thank you so much to Beyond Baroque for having us and to everyone sharing their Thursday evening with us. It is so special to be in this space with all of you. None of this would have been possible without Professor Rebecca Goodman and Dr. Martin Nakell, the journal's advisors. I want to thank you both for your guidance and support and encouragement through this. And I remember a year and a half ago when we were walking after class and you asked me if I wanted to reinstate the journal, to which no hesitation I said absolutely. It has been such an honor and such a beautifully chaotic and cosmic endeavor. I also want to acknowledge our team of editors and executive board members that have poured their time, energy, and creativity into this journal. They are the very spark of this journal, and many of you are in the audience. And lastly, thank you to the contributors who have entrusted us with your sacred works. I think there's something so special about sharing a piece of yourself with the world and offering just a peek of your soul and how you perceive it. And so what you're about to experience includes selected works from our fall issue 1 and our upcoming spring issue 2. And I hope you'll catch a glimpse of the magic as we guide you through our digital world and can feel as connected to it as we do. And without further ado, I've gave you the underground. Thank you.
Reality becoming unreality.
Repeat. I mistake, I mistake, I mistake, I mistake. We must train
Our eyes and ears do not strive for dissolution.
to be blinded is to see is to be blinded. Do not strive for dissolution. Dissolution is disorder. Disorder is dissonance. Dissonance is violence. Violence is peace. Its state is truth. Truth is the state. Trust. In the state, believe in the state. We must train our eyes and ears.
Hi, my name is Anika, and I'm going to be reading a piece called Recollections. I'm asking you now if you recall the creases, valleys in between your heart and mine, where you said, let us drain the earth before it drains us. I need to last beyond our limit, defossilized in phantom passions, a legacy of aching. And if I spurned you when you leaned in halfway and I didn't close the distance. Trapped in liquefied walls of late night, early morning, stargazing from within, watching the hazy glow gather in the sharp corners of the city, listening to the dull hum of cars led adrift as they wander through the lifeless streets. A fabricated emulation of ghosts trapped in motion, staring up at stars, staying up at night wondering if it keeps you up knowing you can never take back all the words you penned me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Margaret Alicia Garcia, and I'm reading a piece, true fiction, called This Fat City. My city is full of fat ghosts with thin dreams. This is not the land of once upon a time. This is a land of always and now. My city sets its alarm to get up early enough to go lap swimming with elderly, wrinkled men who talk up silent Adonis lifeguards at the YMCA. If my city swims for 30 minutes every other morning, it can labor in a cubicle for 4 hours till lunchtime. Brown, green smoothie, the algae of lunches. My city walks around the block, then sits down for 6 more hours and can feel its ass expanding in the office chair. My city is a library full of how to change your life in 10 easy steps. The pounds will shed like tears. Books are covered under the weight of dust. Dust is made from dead skin. Measure our loss in millimeters. I got lost in this city. I got lost in this city. I got lost in this city. In this city, all things are counted. Calories, glasses of water. Good girls drink all their water. Good girls suck it in. Good girls watched as their grandmothers got dressed for work. Grandma, girdles, ugh, she says, beautiful and unable to bend over now. She is as smooth as a skyscraper. She draws eyebrows on, absolutely glamorous. I drank in her rituals like glasses of water, cut her out of that binding cloth, free her, relax her, but no, she never wants to leave. You can be too much for this city. There are all kinds of policing of this city, self-policing, mission, protect and serve the body. Though you've never been protected, but you have been served up on platters of dishes you cannot eat in public. Someone, somewhere, whispers, "Why is she eating that? Doesn't she know she's fat?" In this city, only the thin can eat cheeseburgers and ice cream in public. The rest of us are metaphors for what's wrong with America. America, the fattest city of them all. In this city, I once heard that my hips are childbearings, shelves for children to sit on. Push all those doors wide open with wide-ass hips. Women write about these cities all the time. There's nothing new in these cities. My city has the same chain stores as yours. You can see my story all the way up Broadway. Broadway. Only there are parkways here. They're even wider, and you don't have to know how to parallel park. There's no need to squeeze in here. You can hide behind stucco castle walls. My city makes it uncomfortable to lie down like pigeon spikes atop buildings. There are no squatters here, just squats. Use the back of the couch as a ballet bar. Here our knees pop. Doctors, disembodied voices, and early morning ears. You want to end up like your mother? Like your ex-love, flat and seizured on the floor? You are a preventable disease, and they have prevented me from so much. Eat that carb and see what happens to you. I dare you. I have been found in this city, found and tormented in this city. In this city, a friend who drank wine lay blacked out on the floor. Someone called the ambulance and the paramedics. Heave, ho, count of 1, 2, 3, dumped her on a gurney, dislocated her shoulder. But she had wasted their resources being, fat like that. She awoke in the hospital bed with no feeling in her shoulder, elbow, hands, fingers. The fat chick is allowed to feel no pain. In this city, a friend died, and I stood in her kitchen taking the Vitamix to green juice a future to save her, to save myself. She laughed and ate mint chip ice cream from a cereal bowl. She had finally lost the 60 pounds which had clung to her all these years. She just needed cancer to get to a sociably acceptable thin. My city is both her ghost and mine. You look great. What's your secret? That time I was thin haunts me. I got lost in that city. I got lost in that city. I got in that city. The secret to my success were death and divorce, delirium and derision. That was my diet plan. Connect the dots, calorie count. It could be argued that my city fell apart. Walls come tumbling down, sacked and sieged, and now you want to reward me for my thinness. Put your hands where I can see them. Hand over the reward. My city is branded, spanxed, and spandex. Does this city make me look fat? Does this mirror? Can we talk about anything else? Something else? Something free like a bird, fat-free, gluten-free. My city is full of gluttons and hedonists being hunted down by emaciated dominatrix who will not relent and will show no mercy. My safe words are air and water. They are but small comfort to me now. My city doesn't need your redemption. My city did not learn its lesson. My city does not love itself. My city is not a feel-good story and doesn't feel very good at this size, but is quiet about it because body-positive warriors will hear my city's lone wail and turn on her. My city betraying our cause. My city is Grand Theft Auto, and all of her is jumping out at the screen. You can get points for mowing my city down. There is always more of my city to love. My city is champions love curves, they say. Love them. Her benefactors can only see her flesh, and they ignore her heart and soul. My city has such a beautiful face, you know. It's such a shame. My city has always been unfaithful to me. And tourists say, you know, I don't mind a bigger city, but you know, not everyone would. My city dreams of being a hamlet with no buildings to compare herself to. My city will be eminent domained. She cannot stop the bulldozers. She should have thought of that before she let herself go. They will remake this city. It's sitting on a potential gold mine. The gentrification can only get them so far. You can fix her teeth and buy her new furnishings, but the ancient burial ground remains. My city has a gold skirt at the top of her closet. My city would never have guessed she'd become so big. My city has zoning issues. My city is the cornerstone, the back break. My city cracks its sidewalks. My city has been the recipient of needle exchanges and expensive vials promising to take away cravings and fatty tissue, leaving her with nausea and more acceptable, sagging skin. My city will go to its grave. And I have been found in the city over and over and over again. And despite all the rain, my city will drink all of its rivers dry and piss it all away. Thanks.
Hello. I'm going to be reading two pieces. The first is called Radio Monte Carlo. Grab hold of the wired bunny ears and finagle the sorry set till you hit a frequency. A smidge to the right, a little to the left. There. Make sure you hold 'em steady, a voice in the candlelight says. Shh. The adults next door remain still, lost in Z's. Stop shaking. You try. Through the static, there is now a bright vibration. The others circle around in their nightcaps. ABBA's Dancing Queen is conjured through as a glowing voice from the beyond. Tiny tin hearts now pump to the tempo of 101 beats per minute.
Night is young and the music's high, the radio voice sings. Neon shadow and silver discoed midnight haven, and soon everything turned golden, and you were the gold, and you were golden. With a bit of rock music, everything is fine, static. God, you messed it up, just let me do it. But you know there is no God, and it is just a waiting game now till the adults wake up. Thank you. This one is called Mortal Coil. I see the rain fall and stain the serious buildings and the pages on my red leather-bound notebook. The ink bleeds through the lined paper and smudges my ideas and myself. I look up to see the pedestrians cross the street with their umbrellas, safe from heaven's tears. The gutters flood with dirty water and newspapers. I feel the melancholy of the faces passing by, their glasses fogged by the rain. Working for sirens plagued with illusion, they stare at the ground. Brainwashed echoes warping by they are, idiotic aliens they are. I hear some laugh like the gutters as they jump in the puddles of the playground of puddles downtown. They scowl at the reflections, then stomp on their futures. The city is alive, I am alive, you are alive. Close your extraterrestrial umbrella and feel the water drown your face. Stop walking and see your reflection in the pooled cracks of the sidewalk. Turn your stupid papers into sailboats and voyage to the naked truth. Throw to the winds your eyes and listen to life's crescendos poco a poco. Drink up the universe's cosmic wine, feel the antidote settle in, and become the frenzy you've only dreamed of. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mikayla, and I have my poem Inferno of Impatience. The front yard never looked so beautiful before. I hear the floorboards cracking under the pressure of the flame's heat. Every blade of grass is tucked into bed under a soft quilt of ice, so delicate. The flames have not touched me yet in my bedroom. Every animal is sleeping under a beautiful blanket of night. I presume they are still burning what remains of the library upstairs. What a beautiful sight to see! So calm, so preserved. Those old books lit up a little too easily, not how I expected. What a coincidence! The moon is the same shade as the snow. It seems the flames have reached my father. I've never heard him scream before. How many times I've woken up to snow as a child and never noticed before. Was it a surprise for my mother to wake up surrounded by the screaming flames? This is a type of beauty only heard about in fairy tales. This is always our destiny, to burn together. What an honor to witness true perfection. My parents drowned me in gasoline. How could I not light a match? It's starting to snow again. No, it's my ash. It disintegrates the fragility of the ice. The joy I feel of finally making the prison called home look as awful as it felt consumes me whole. Thank you.
Hi, friends. My name is Sophie, and I'm going to be reading two pieces for you today. The first is called The Ocean and an Open Wound. We sit on the warm sand. He hates it. I love the stuff. Fingers not touching, only centimeters apart. The air humid and sweet, our bodies slick with it. Smells like dirty seawater and uncomfortable silence. He's watching the water. He will not look at me. I'm hunching over a dry paper journal, writing with the hunger of a riled, wild creature. Wearing a sunny yellow striped bikini, I'm optimistic. He always used to say that I'm the better half. There's a scar down the length of my torso, branching to the bottom of my hip. My love is wearing a heavy sweater and long swim trunks. His matching scar is hidden on the figure beneath. The dark waves crash down with desperation, creeping closer and closer. A lukewarm and mediocre breakup, if you could call it that, as if we could ever. It creeps out of him like a compulsion, a nauseous dream. He asked me, "Was the writing what you wanted?" I say, "It was nice," and I tell him he looks godly in the sunlight. He still won't look at me. I ask him, "Are we okay?" He says, "We should break up." Okay. The sting of saltiness is filling my lungs. I'm drowning on the sand. Bikini still dry, but there's fluid flooding my chest. The scar on my side is aching and leaking ruddy secrets. It is something of a frightening and delicate dream. I know that I am bleeding now, and I cannot disguise it from him. And underneath his clothes, stitches are ripping. They never seal quite right. We're bleeding, lover, bodies once fused together, split now and all untangled. We stink of rust and sweat. I'm worried this is all we will always be. Scars that will not heal, enamored and infected, dissected and doomed, tearing at the seams, always together, but not like before. The ocean pounds in my head. The rays of sun shrivel my skin. We are decaying like shells on the beach, snapping, crushing, splitting, grinding, broken and breaking up. The moment is quiet. The undertow is screaming. My breath goes shallow. My love's clothes begin to soak. We cannot hide from each other anymore, so we bridge the gap. Stoic eyes finally meet mine, unapologetic, blue like the angry sea. Blood pools beneath us, conjoining its union one final time. We are not who, we are not what we once were, and our body returns to the sand. Right. And then my second piece is called Dread. I'm just going to read an excerpt. Dread. My manager and I stand at the large wooden desk, matching in our bright red shirts. The red glow also matches another welt, coming into its existence upon my left elbow. She points to it. Again? I nod. It's been a while. They keep coming back. She asks me, "What do you think is causing them?" No allergies, no new detergents, no foods, no soaps, no perfume, no pets, no clothing, no textures, no new locations. No, I didn't get my car cleaned recently. Yes, I've been sleeping with the window closed. No reason. There's no reason. Nothing to explain to explain why, how, when, what is wrong with me. Then the question every well-intentioned soul before her has asked, is it stress? No, I want to say no. But I can feel her eyes still on me, a reply stalled by the defensive nature of my tone, tiptoeing around me. I've just finished my semester. I'm less stressed than I've been in months. That's only partially true, but more so in the ways that are important. Well, she attempts, maybe it's the release of stress. Have you been feeling any dread? The word hits me like a brick to the forehead. Dread, dread, dread. And it's like she has just accused me of a dirty, shameful secret. Are you hiding any dread in the back of your locker? Someone told me they spotted you doing a line of it in the bathroom. I act as if I've been caught walking away from a crime scene with 2 shaking hands and blood underneath my fingernails. No, no. Why would you even think that? What would I even be dreading? And she doesn't answer. A moment later, a customer walks through the door and we both echo a well-memorized and entirely calculated greeting. Later, I consider I don't think she would have answered even if she had the chance. She doesn't believe me. And I can't fault her for it. I don't believe me either. Stress, dread, hives, headaches, hunger, sleeping late, sleeping in, skipping my skincare, skipping a meal, declining a call, forgetting to put money on my card, dropping a coat next to the rack and not picking it back up from its crumpled and pathetic spot on the floor, pushing my shower to the next morning, again, pushing off homework for another day, not texting back for another hour, another few, not filling up my gas tank until it's got a single mile left. The gas station is 2 miles away. Not taking an Advil, lying there in pain, setting my alarm for another 30 minutes, then another, then another. I'm getting worse. Dread is getting more and more familiar, which just doesn't feel right at all. What do I have to dread? A picture of youth and opportunity, 19, white and pretty, at least I would be if I wasn't so covered in spots, middle-class picket fence situation, with my own car, 2 non-abusive parents, 2 well-adjusted siblings, and a sweet little dog. But I'm getting worse anyway, and now I feel it. Creeping over my shoulders, coating my body like a suffocating quilt. Dread. Thumping down my hallway, 1 step at a time. Dread. And I can feel every singular thump stinging on the surface of my skin. Itchy. Exigent. What is wrong with me? I walk from the front desk and grab one of the yellow brooms from the back, with every intention to sweep the back of the building. I suddenly realize the flakes of dirt are indistinguishable from the speckled granite when you have tears filling your eyes. Even more so when those tears are beginning to fall and splash upon the glossy floor, making it even more chaotically patterned. I don't know why I'm crying. I just know that I shouldn't be. You can't be sad. You can't get sick for no reason. No reason. No reason. There's no reason. And you guys will have to read the rest when the 2nd edition comes out. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Guillermo Orozco, and my piece is called Running from Cops. Are they far? Where are the others? Ba-bump, 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 ba-bump. Bark, 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 bark. Maybe the other side of the fence? Cling, cling, clank. Oof, stomp. Oh, shoot. Wee woo, scott, slam. Freeze, hands in the air. Click, metal click. Chopper women's bang, 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 bang. Shatter. Thud, thud, clink. Oh shoot, my armor. Clink, clink, clink. Bark, bark, bark. Shh. 2 down. More back up. Place to hide. Place to hide. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Bark, bark, bark. Roar. Woof, 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 woof. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Yes, another bridge across the street. Scott. Beep, 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 out of the way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Stop where you are. Hands in the air, behind your head. That's it. That's it.
Hi, my name is Sydney, and I'm reading my poem called Everything. Grinning with grinded grains, splat and smack. Wishing against white waste. Soaring seagulls snatch the snack. Shh, shh, shh. Cracking castle crumbles. And I can't help the crows dance on my eyes. Pulse screaming out. Hair whirl about. Glitter blind me. And I thank you, for I can do nothing. Amen.
これ逆。どの位置になるかな。
Okay, thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you.
Guys, sorry. I have something to say. So, you guys are doing an amazing job with the writing, and this is like because I'm in Dodge and I don't rarely get in touch with like so many writers. So I'm starting this film critic website that's focused on female, queer, and BIPOC people's voices in film critics. So if you're interested in film critics writing, please reach out to me. We're looking for writers, web designer, website maintenance technicians, and all of that.